morning. Hey, listen, quick announcements that we need to walk through, and we try to do as minimal as possible. Listen, June 30th, we're having a night of worship here, Friday night, 7 o'clock, just a night of worship, oasis of refreshment. And I just encourage you to put that on your calendar, be here that Friday night. There's no agenda, but to hang out with Jesus on June 30th and just worship. We're actually going to do something. We're going to try something. We're going to set up an area up here with a carpet and children's toys so that we don't have to have children workers, and the parents can be in here with the children can play and be a part of our worship night. And we'll have a little electric fence around it. I wouldn't do that. I would do that. So June 30th, oasis of refreshment. Join us at night. Next week, I'm so excited about next week. July 2nd, Sunday. We're going to conclude our conversation on abundance, and I'm going to talk about that today. But at 6 o'clock next week is our first City Church ownership meeting. We don't do membership, or we do ownership, because members have rights and owners have responsibilities to each other. And so we're doing our first ownership meeting next Sunday night, 6 o'clock. I'm super excited. Dinner is being served. We're having barbecued. It's a new kind of food, barbecue, that we've just come up with lately in the last 4 or 5 seconds. Barbecue. We're going to have barbecued food catered in. We got a caterer bringing barbecued stuff because I don't cook, and so I don't know what that is, but it's food, and we're going to like it. Brisket. We're going to have brisket. Barbecued brisket, I can't say it very quickly. Barbecued brisket and pulled pork. Which, yeah, we're gonna get barbecued pulled pork, which I don't know. How do you pull a pork? I don't know. Don't want to. Pulled pork. Oh. So it's gonna be here. I don't cook. I did cook this week to help make dinner. I did help make dinner this week. Without any issues, without any problems, I completely cut up the whole watermelon. I didn't cut myself, I didn't spill, I cleaned up my mess. I got done with it, I'm so super proud of myself. And my wife says, you didn't have to cut them so small. Take it on the rookie. So, next week, and we take time to appreciate everyone that serves, so please, if you've been to City Church once or a lot of times, next week is to find out who we are, what we do, what we believe, how to become another level of commitment, not to me, not to a building, but to this community. So please, next week, 6 o'clock, join us. It's going to be super, super fun. Youth is in transition. We've got a transition going on. If you want more details that I'm about to give, talk to Michelle. Youth will no longer meet on Sunday nights beginning today. Eric is in Haiti. We need to be praying for Eric. He's in Haiti and doing his missions work there. And so junior high are going to start meeting on Sunday mornings beginning July 2nd. Am I right? July 2nd? No, the next one, the 9th. July 9th. So junior high will start meeting during the 9 a.m. service on July 9th. Senior high will begin meeting at 7 o'clock on Tuesday nights at the Schwab's house beginning the 11th. So between now and then, there's not an active youth ministry until Sunday, July 9th. And I'm blowing this, so I'm going to stop now, and you can talk to Michelle or go to our website. And then at the end of the month, we're having a couple of swimming opportunities where teenagers will swim. And so be sure to find out about that. Okay. Are we good? We good? We're good? Today celebrates 2-year anniversary for Tracy and I and our 2 boys to pull into this city and begin unloading our U-Haul. 2 years ago today, in 117 degrees, we pulled in and began unloading our U-Haul. We had a U-Haul and we had a Suburban pulling a trailer, and so we had a group of people plan to come over to help us unload the U-Haul. Later in the day, they were like, can't we come over until after 7? And I'm like, after 7? What are you, people lazy down there? Well, now I'm like, yeah, you should come over 2 in the morning. That would have been way better. So we got some people coming over. So we're going to unload the trailer, hook the Suburban, but while we're waiting for those people, so we're unloading the trailer from the hook of the Suburban, and we have one item left, and it's a big one of those big old, big screen TVs. The big screen TV is like this wide, this tall, and weighs 455 pounds. And because it weighs more than 40 pounds, of course, it has to go upstairs, because anything over 40 pounds goes upstairs. And so we have the TV on the hand truck, and I'm at the bottom of the stairs with the TV in the hand truck, and I'm pulling it back, and I have my foot against the tire of the hand truck, and I'm saying to my boys, this is how we're going to do this, we're going to get this bad boy up these stairs, this is how it's going to work. And I give the thing a little pull, and the tire rolls over my foot and lays all my toes against the top of my foot. And I have my foot pinned under it, and my toes flipped completely back. And the thing falls over, lands on the ground, and I am in unbelievable pain. I mean, unbelievable pain. Listen, I have not given birth to a baby, but it was close. I'm giving birth to a child! I am in so much pain. On the stairs, I pass out. I'm out. And when I come to, my wife and children are gone. They have ran to the kitchen and are hiding in the kitchen because they don't know what to do about Dad screaming on the steps in unbelievable. I am deserted in my home 2 years ago today with my toes turned inside out. The good news is I got taken to a Now Care or a Quick Care or a Somebody Cares place, and by the time they got done working on me and I got back to my house, the U-Haul was unloaded. Everything on the U-Haul, all those guys are all dripping in sweat, complaining about how hard it was. I'm like, yeah, that wasn't bad. Walking around like I got a stick at my personality. We're glad that's over 2 years later. So here we are today, and we're going to continue our conversation about holistic generosity. Holistic generosity is abundance. And abundance is huge. I really ask you, go to our website. If you weren't here last week, watch last week's lesson and get that in you. It's really foundational. It's really the structure of what this week and next week are built upon. I really encourage you to do that. I don't like tying abundance or generosity only to money, but it's the easiest framework and it's the most common framework. And so I'm going to try to expand more than that today. But it is a most common framework, and it really is a display. There's some bad teachings when it comes to finances, and one of the bad teachings is that a lot of materialistic ownership is some kind of spiritual maturity, and I disagree with that. I completely disagree with that any kind of materialism displays any kind of spirituality. If that were true, the guy that owns Spirit Airlines would be an incredible Christian. And it's not. Outspoken. The other part that I disagree with is that poverty is some measure of spirituality. Because that really insults who God is. If I bring my wife and children to church and I'm dressed well and I'm eating well, but my children are starving and my wife is hungry and they're cold in the floor and they're bruised and need some medical attention, and I'm not providing it because I expect them to live in poverty, that really allows you to question what kind of father I would be. And so when we say that poverty, living in poverty makes us spiritual, that's an insult to our Father. There's also bad teaching that says, well, Jesus was poor. Well, that's really inaccurate. Last week I did talk about if Jesus was poor, he wouldn't need the treasure. But let me even point out to you that God, who is God, who owns everything, and created everything, when he sent his son here, if you remember what happened there, was that when Jesus was born, an angel showed up and told Joseph, hey, take your baby into Egypt because it's not a good place for him to be here. Just like killing babies. And you need to get your baby into Egypt. And so what happened before that took place? Who showed up to Jesus? Well, the wise men showed up and they brought him all kinds of gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. They brought him. And in those days, when you visited a king, and the wise men believed he was a king, when you came to the king, you brought the king gifts worthy of that king. When you honored the king with your gift, the king, we believe this. And so they brought loads of gifts, not just one little bottle of frankincense. They brought loads of gifts. Why? Because God took care of his son. So when he sent his son and Mary and Joseph into Egypt, remember last time they were in Egypt, things didn't end so well. And Joseph didn't have family anymore in Egypt, but he had to go to Egypt for poorly and had to survive. How did he do that? Because his father, through the wise man, brought abundance to him so that Joseph could provide for his family. So it's a bad teaching that Jesus lived in any kind of poverty, but he also didn't live where he would flaunt materialism. Okay? All right? So I disagree with both extremes. Here at City Church, we do have some upcoming needs, and we're going to be having to face very, very soon financially. One of them is the end of July, first week in August, we are going to be blessing El Mirage Elementary, the students at El Mirage Elementary. And we're going to be providing backpacks full of school supplies. Now, Andrea has been studying this and working very hard, and Andrea has found a backpack with all school supplies. We're going to be able to supply a backpack with every supply for $20 per student. Now, we've had 6 children go through school. I've never one time been able to get school supplies and a backpack for my kids for $20. Andrea's put together an amazing, amazing package, and we're gonna give hopefully well over 100 backpacks away to El Mirage Elementary. So we're gonna buy a bunch of backpacks. Also, our sound system. We have got to upgrade our sound system. All the equipment on the stage is either borrowed or left behind by the previous church, and so we're kind of blending two different ages of technology and questionable technology, and every time we turn the sound system on, by faith, it's going to work. And so we've got to put about $3,000 into our sound system, hopefully by fall. So we have those 2 needs coming up that as a community we're going to have to take care of, that our generosity is going to help for us. So we just bring that to your attention. Holistic generosity, our working verses for the last 2 weeks, really the first one comes out of 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 8. And this is our working verse. 2 Corinthians 9 says, "And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things," I love that all. This is a very pregnant verse. There's a lot in it. "So that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work." You will abound in every good work. You will abound in every good work. Have you ever had that circumstance where you saw somebody had a need, they needed a car, they needed a home, they needed clothing, they needed food, and you had the thought, I wish some rich person would take care of that need. I think it's time that we become that rich person and start taking care of that need. Right? So you will abound in every good work. You will abound in every good work. Proverbs 11:25 says, "Whoever brings blessing, will be enriched. And whoever waters will himself be watered." It's a principle of the kingdom. It's a principle of the kingdom of sowing and reaping. Sowing and reaping. And we want to be that place. In churches, there's really four groups of giving personalities. There's one group that either doesn't give or gives sporadically. Then there's a group that gives consistently, but it's not a tithe. And then there's a group that tithes. And next week I'm going to talk more about what tithe is. And then there's a group that tithes and gives offering. And so I'm next week, I'm going to ask all of you to make a commitment, not to me, not to this building, to each other, to the person sitting next to you, to this community, that all of us will go one step up that ladder. That if we currently don't give or give sporadically, that for the next 6 months, from now to the end of the year, we will give consistently. Make that commitment to the people around us. For the next 6 months, the next level is I give consistently, but I don't tithe. But for the next 6 months, I will make a commitment to tithe. Now, I will tell you this about tithing. I'm this confident in tithing. I've made this declared from the pulpit many times, and I declare for the next 6 months, you tithe consistently. The next 6 months, and I promise you, at the end of 6 months, if you are in worse shape financially, we will reimburse every penny of tithe. The church will give it right back to you. Because I have no doubt what God will do. And then if you are someone that tithes and gives offering, just what would God have you do extravagantly for the next 6 months? And so that everyone in this room, it will be the same for everyone in this community, will go up the ladder one step. In order for us to be extravagantly or holistically generous and walk in abundance, there's really 4 characteristics of that have to be inside of me. And that is that I'm willing to give up everything I have. I'm willing to give up everything I am. I'm willing to give up everything I ever will have. I'm willing to give up everything I ever will be. That is holistic generosity. That is, it's not just what I have, it's who I am. It has to become who I am. It has to be the DNA of City Church. It has to be just who We are. And which tells me, or I want to tell you that this series really is more, this series is way more than about money. This is not just about money. This is about my heart. What do I do with the abundance of my heart? I do, however, feel an obligation to you. I talked about this last week, and I'll talk about it next week, because I do carry this obligation. I do feel as your pastor, I have a responsibility to you. And that is that a few years ago, 2008 or 2009, the economic crash, the depression, whatever word you want to give it, the land, I know that this valley was hit extremely hard, and many of you have shared with me stories of losing homes and bankruptcies, and you're still today trying to recover financially from something that happened almost 10 years ago. And I know those stories are real and compelling. Listen, my fear is that if an economic crash happened today, and let me promise you, let me back up, it will happen again. Look at the history of our country. It crashes. It's a cycle of financial crashes. It is going to happen again. I'm not a doomsday sayer, I'm just telling you reality. It is going, I'm not being prophetic, it's going to happen again. And my fear is that if it happened today, most of you in this room that got underwater in 2008 would be underwater again today. You know, you're in no better place now than you were 10 years ago. And as a pastor, I would fail you if I didn't help you get to a place where there's an abundance. Because when that crash comes again, city church needs to be a place where we are in a place to do every good work. Where people come to city church that need help. City church people live in a place where we are to help the city of Mount Mirage, the people who live next to us, because we are living in an extravagant abundance, prepared for every good work. When that crash comes, we're not caught underwater. I have an obligation to teach that, okay? All right? So I know the next few weeks are going to be real didactic, real teaching, real not my normal preaching personality, but I want to come against some really bad teachings on money, and I want to make some clarity about what abundance and what holistic generosity is. So are we okay with that? Yes, we are. Because really, holistic generosity, living in abundance, is really not based on your bank account. Joseph of the Old Testament, who was put into prison, Joseph of the Old Testament was put into prison. In prison, the head of the prison made Joseph the head of the prison. He said, "Look, bro, you're in charge. You get to do this. You run the place." Why? Because it wasn't about Joseph's bank account. It was about Joseph, who Joseph was, that DNA of walking in a holistic generosity, holistic abundance. And we see that in there. Both the butcher and the baker, the butcher and the wine server to the king came to him, two different walks of life. Everybody could come to Joseph and share their life, and he had influence on them. So it's very important to get that. We're going to look at in depth at one story, but I want to show you the contrast of why of what abundance really looks like. We're going to look at the rich young ruler, and for a little bit, but before I land on that, I want to draw the contrast about what holistic generosity is and what abundance looks like. Because in the story of the rich young ruler, this guy comes to Jesus and says, "What do I have to do to inherit eternal life?" And Jesus says, "You got to obey the Ten Commandments." The guy says, "I do that." Jesus says, "That's really cool. You do that. Not only do you do that, but you need to sell everything you have and give it away." And then Jesus comes across a guy named Zacchaeus. And Zacchaeus was a tax collector. He was a swindler. He was a slime ball. And Jesus comes to Zacchaeus, and Zacchaeus, this slimeball swindling tax collector, says to Jesus, "As of today, I'm going to give away half of what I own." Okay, time out, wait a minute. We have a guy that obeys all the commandments, and he has to give away everything. And we have a guy that's a slimeball swindler, and he only has to give away half. Why? Because abundance is not a formula. Abundance is lordship. Okay? Abundance is about lordship. It is not about a formula. We got to get out of that framework. In fact, there was Lazarus, Mary, and Martha, two sisters and a brother. That'd be a good name for a movie. Two sisters and a brother. Okay, I'm back. So we got Lazarus, Mary, and Martha. They were considered to be wealthy. Most people believe they were a wealthy family. Jesus stayed with them whenever he was in town. He would have dinner with them and hang out with them. And yet nowhere do we see Jesus tell them to give anything. So we got a guy that follows the Ten Commandments, Jesus, and he's wealthy. Jesus says, "Give rid of everything." We find a guy that's a swindler and a manipulator. Jesus said, "Good with him, giving away half." We find a family that is wealthy, and Jesus doesn't tell them to give away a dime. Why? Because abundance is not the formula. Abundance is lordship. He's the Lord of my life. Okay? So we're going to read through the conversation. We're going to eavesdrop on the conversation between Jesus and the wealthy young man. Matthew 19:16. And behold, a man came up to Jesus, saying, Teacher, what good deed must I do to have eternal life? Spiritual question. Jesus goes to a financial answer. Spiritual question. It's easy to bring together. Verse 21, Jesus said to him, If you would be perfect, go sell what you possess and give it to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Come follow me. When the young man heard this, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. And Jesus said to his disciples, Truly I say to you, only with difficulty will a rich person enter the kingdom of heaven. Again, I tell you, it's easy for a camel to go through the eye of a needle for a rich person to enter the kingdom of God. When his disciples heard this, they were greatly astonished, which means they were greatly astonished. You're ready to come back to that. They were greatly astonished, and they said, Well, who can be saved? See, spiritual implication of financial answer. Jesus looked at them and said, With man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Then Peter said in reply, See, we have left everything and followed you. What then will we have? Jesus said to them, here's another transition, Truly I say to you, in the new world, when the Son of Man will sit on the glorious throne, you who have followed me will sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. That right there is for the 12 disciples. He's talking to the 12 disciples. You boys are going to sit on 12 thrones and be part of the judge. The next statement. And everyone, now he's talking about us. Okay? 12, now us. And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or children or lands for my name's sake will receive 100-fold and will inherit eternal life. But many who are first will be last and last will be first. The book of Mark tells about the same story. In the book of Mark has a couple of lines where he says, you'll receive 100-fold and persecution in this life and eternal life. Okay? So, quick summary of what we just read. Guy comes to Jesus and says, Hey Jesus, I want to live forever. What do I have to do to live forever? I've got everything I could possibly want, and there's still something missing in my life. What's going on? Jesus says, here's what's going on. You need to obey the Ten Commandments. I don't know about the Father, you still don't cut it. You don't bless it. God, take the Sabbath. You got to obey the Ten Commandments. The brother says, I do that. I got that battle in. I've been doing that since I was a kid. I can do that in my sleep. Jesus says, there's one thing that you're missing. And that is lordship. It says it like this. You need to get rid of everything you have and follow me. Okay. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. I'll talk to you later. Walks away. So Jesus turns to his 12 and says, Hey, let me teach you a little lesson right here. Man, it's really tough for someone to get into heaven if I'm not the Lord of their life. If I'm not the Lord of their life, and this guy with the money, I'm not the Lord of his life. So then the disciples were greatly astonished. Which says to me, the disciples, because of their conversation, the disciples had looked. Because they go, whoa! So who can get in? We got some money. And we've given our money. And the way this thing works, now we got more money. And so, who can be saved? We got a question here. God says, in your own effort, not you, but with God. Yeah, it's possible. And he says, and I'm going to put you 12 in charge. Listen, I'm not only going to give you 100 times more in this present day. I'm going to put you 12 because you've been so faithful. I'm going to put you 12 on the 12 thrones, on the 12 seats, and help me judge you. I'm going to bless you. I'm going to give you a big old blessing. 12. I'm going to give you 100-fold. And then he goes, and persecution. What's persecution? Well, Jesus says, look, money kill you, so I'm going to give you 100 times more. Since you show me it's not going to kill you. But I'm going to give you and persecution. I'm going to give you 100 times more than you've given and persecution. What's persecution? Persecution is taxes. In other words, there will be greater struggle. There will be greater struggle the more that we have, the greater struggle we have. And many will do greed, pride, ego, poverty, fear. We won't get any more. Lack of discipline on how to use that abundance and give it to us. There will be 100 times more and persecution. Yes, yeah, we don't like the persecution part. But it's simply true. And by the way, if you really, really, really get kicked off by having to pay taxes, come with me to Togo, Africa, or go to Eric to Haiti. You go under the corrupt government to find out how good we have. So, we should be blessed to think of that. So Jesus tells these guys, look, here's this guy, he's wealthy, he comes up, how do I have eternal life? Obey the commandments, I do. Well, you're close, but you got somebody you own and start following me. He walks away. Like, well, that doesn't work very well. How do we get in? Jesus says, well, you are in because you gave everything, but now I'm going to give you 100 times more. And I'm going to bless you with that and persecution. And then Jesus ends it in this really weird way. That chapter ends with this statement. But many who will be first will be last, and the last will be first. What a weird way to end that teaching. What a weird way to end that teaching. What an odd way to end that story. And the first will be last, and the last will be first. Now, we like to believe, well, look, if I'm humble and I'm last, if I don't eat first and everybody else eats first, then I'm good. Well, that's another teaching in the Bible. There's some accuracy to that, but that's not this teaching here. Bye. Go. Okay, is that the cutest little church member you've ever seen? Ever? Just amazing. Handsome. And when I look at it, how did that come from Canaan? How? So Jesus with Matthew 19 ends with, and everyone will be first, will be last. It's this odd thing. Jesus, he ends it with, but many who are first will be last, and the last will be first. Now we've got to get rid of chapter breaks. We've got to get rid of the verse numbers and realize that those are man-made. They didn't want this. Was one letter written by Matthew, and so that break between 19 and 20 doesn't exist. It's not written. It's not there. So we look at how 19 ends, but many who are first will be last, and last will be first. We go to chapter 20. There's no red chapter break, so it's not chapter 20. It's just continuing the thought. So it says, but many who are first will be last, and the last will be first. Weird way to end, but he didn't end there. He continued. If you look at verse 20, chapter 20, verse 1, there's quotation. Jesus is still talking. Many who are first will be last, and last will be first. For the kingdom of heaven is like a master of a house who went out early in the morning. So let me just summarize this story, what is about to go on here. I sent all of those to Catherine, and she put them on PowerPoint. I'm not going to use them. She'll be mad, but she'll have to forgive me from the pastor. So, Jesus says, and the first will be last, and the last will be first. And the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out and he hired a guy at 6 o'clock in the morning. He said, look, bro, you work for me today. I'll give you $100 if you work for 12 hours. The guy says, yeah, I'll work 12 hours for $100. Great. Grab a few friends, go work in the field, give you $100 at 6 o'clock tonight. At 9 o'clock in the morning, landowner went out, hired some other brothers, said, look, I'll give you $100 if you work for me until 6 o'clock tonight. They go, yeah, totally, we're in. Great. Go work in the field like that. At noon, landowner goes out, hires some more brothers, and says, look, we need some help in the field. I'll give you $100 if you work from now until 6 o'clock. They're, yeah, we're in. Great. Together. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, guy goes out, hires some more people. Look, I need you to work till 6 o'clock tonight. I'll give you $100 work till 6 o'clock. Great. Then it says at the final hour, landowner goes out and hires some more people and says, look, I'll give you $100 if you work for me for 1 hour. They're like, yeah. Oh man, that's what Keenan makes. In Jesus' name. So they go out work 1 hour. So the landowner's number one guy comes up and goes, hey, how are we going to pay these guys? We need to pay these guys. Landowner goes, yeah, you're right. Great. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to line them up. And the guys that I hired at the end of the day, like those guys work for 1 hour, I'm going to put in front of the line. And then the guys that I hired at 3, and the guys that I hired at 12, the guys I hired at 9, the guys I hired at 6, the guys I hired at 6 that worked for 12 hours, and I want them at the line. Put them at the back of the line. And I want you to line them up, and I want you to pay the guys that I hired at 6 o'clock first. What's going on here? So just so you know what I'm about to teach you is in the Bible. Jump down to verse 16. This is how Jesus concludes the story. I'll back up. Verse 16 of chapter 20. So the last will be first, and the first will be last. So he ends this conversation with the young guy. He says the last will be first, and the first will be last. And the kingdom of God is like this guy that owned this land. And the guy that owned this land had these people different hours of the day and paid them all the same wages, and the last will be first, and the first will be last. What's the point? So when he starts paying the people at the end of the day, he makes the people that worked all all day watch the people who only work 1 hour get paid. And they get paid the same amount as what they were promised to work for 12 hours. This dude that worked 1 hour is getting the same pay as the guy who was promised to work for 12 hours. What is that? And so they come and they go, hey, whoa, hold everything, Mr. Payroll Keeper. Whoa, this is, no. That's Like, we've been here 12 hours, and that dude's getting $100 for 1 hour. Like, we probably should get like $1,200 for working today. And we were promised, and he goes, no, bro, no. Why do you have a problem with my generosity? Why do you have a problem with my generosity? What's the point of being right there? If I can't celebrate when you're walking in extravagant grace, and when I'm walking in just wages, then I will not be able to handle the persecution that comes with the country time. Lordship. In the kingdom of God, there's 2 payrolls: extreme grace, just wages. You will always see their just wages. Always. But there's always extreme grace in my life. And if I can't celebrate someone else walking in extreme grace while I'm receiving just wages, I will not have the capacity to handle 100 times more and the persecution. That's the lesson that started with the young woman asking the question. This is all about lordship. The young woman, let me tell you something. You have to leave everything you have in Him. And if you can't celebrate that, you don't understand lordship. If someone else is receiving extreme grace, and isn't that the way it is? Just when we think we need it, we need somebody to get it. Like, whoa, what about me? See, we love the verse that says, seek me first and everything will be added to you. We just don't like it when that getting added is to someone else. Holistic generosity and walking in abundance is not a formula. It's about lordship. It's about being able to celebrate someone walking in extreme grace while I'm receiving just wages. With me? That makes sense? It's really important that we get this because there's some bad teaching in the church, and for years it's permeated. We have to land on what abundance really is. Can I celebrate someone walking in extreme grace? Can I celebrate that? So what are the components of knowing that maybe I'm walking in that holistic generosity? What are the components that make up that abundance? Well, there's really 4 components, I believe. And the first one is that generosity. Do I walk in generosity? Am I generous with my tongue? Am I generous with my time? Am I generous with my finances? Am I generous with just my general attitude? Am I considered generous when you wake up in the morning, when people call you generous? Or But am I generous? Is generosity defined? People are describing it. It is not just a financial thing. It's a personality. It's a character. It's part of my DNA. Is that true? If I'm walking in holistic generosity, if I'm really walking in true abundance for every good work, then I'm generous for every good work. Okay? The second component is contentment. Not just generosity, but contentment. Do I get contentment? The Bible says in Philippians that we learn contentment. Nobody earns contentment. We learn contentment. Paul says, I have learned to be content in all things. Okay? I've learned to be content in all things. That's something I did. I've learned to be content in all things. So in holistic generosity, in abundance, can I be content? Now here, listen to me. Contentment doesn't mean I don't have dreams. You better have dreams. Don't you ever stop dreaming. Don't you ever stop dreaming. I have an older brother. I'm the youngest of 6, and he's number 3. And he's pretty severely mentally disabled, but he does live independently. I talk to him on the phone once a week. I was talking to him this week, and he's in his 60s, 64, 65, 66. Talking to him this week. He's pretty heavily mentally disabled. I'm talking to him this week, and he's telling me that he still believes, he still has a dream. He works for, there's a semi-pro hockey team in Missouri. and he works with his hockey team. And he still believes that one day he's going to be able to go to the locker room and high-five every one of the guys on the hockey team. And I said to him, I said, Pop, don't you ever stop dreaming. And he's 60-some years old, heavily disabled, and he still has dreams. Contentment is not when you don't have dreams. It's not when you don't have dreams. Contentment is to be able to say, look, we have 4 children and we're in a 2-bedroom house, and we really wish we had a bigger house, but I know there's people worse off than me, so I'm going to be super grateful for my 2-bedroom house. I'm going to thank Jesus for my 2-bedroom house. I'm going to love my 2-bedroom house. I'm going to live in this 2-bedroom house. I'm going to be blessed that I have a 2-bedroom house. I want the 4-bedroom house. I believe he's going to bring it because I believe he wants to put that in my life. But until that comes, I'm not going to let that create anxiety in me, because if that creates anxiety in me, I have just given that anxiety lordship, not him. Okay? So if I'm walking in all this generosity, in abundance, I'm generous and I'm content. The third thing is stewardship. How am I in stewardship? When I have that 2-bedroom house, how well do I take care of it? Do I really believe it was from the most excellent father that could ever give me the most excellent gift? Do I treat it that way? My neighbors drive by and see that I treat it that way? How do I treat my vehicle? If I really believe my vehicle is from God, what kind of steward am I with my vehicle? Do I keep it clean? Do I treat it well? Come on. I know I'm stepping on some toes right now. I know some of you are like, dude, there's McDonald's wrappers this high in mine. Sorry. I get that, but listen, this is about stewardship and excellence. How well do I take care of what I am content with? Because if I'm not taking care of what I'm content with, why would he give me more? Why am I going to give you a bigger house, a nicer car, when you don't take care of the one you got? Every parable, every illustration Jesus gave that had to do with money or business had to do with increase. I'm going to give you 10. I'm going to give you this many talents, you be good. I'm going to give you more talents. I'm going to give you this many cities, you be good. I'm going to give you more cities. I'm going to give you this much governmental authority, you be good. I'm going to give you more governmental authority. You 12, you guys gave a bunch. I'm going to let you judge the 12 tribes with me. Everything was about increase. The way you treated what he gave you, the way you stewarded what he gave you, created increase. So if I'm going to walk in holistic generosity, I'm going to walk in abundance, I need to be generous, I need to be content, and I need to be an excellent steward. In Jesus' name, God said it. And the last characteristic that I believe is part of it, that doesn't get taught on a lot, because it doesn't get taught on a lot, it's called royal honor. Do I walk with royal honor? Let me show you where I'm coming from, and then I'll take it apart. 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 13. The conference is happening with King Solomon and Queen Sheba. And this is what happened. It says, now King Solomon gave the Queen of Sheba all she desired, whatever she asked, besides what Solomon had given her, according to royal generosity. So, let me back up and take that apart for you. King Solomon was the wealthiest man that ever lived, and he had this amazing kingdom. And Queen Sheba said, this dude's got it going on. I want to go learn a few tricks. So the queen shows up to see King Solomon. And in that day, again, when you visited the king, you brought gifts to that king that told you, that expressed the value or the authority of that king. So Queen Sheba shows up, and she brings lots of gifts because Solomon was the wealthiest man that ever lived. He was the wisest man that ever lived. He had the greatest kingdom that's ever existed. And she shows up with gifts saying, this is how amazing you are. So when they have a conversation and she ends up leaving, Solomon said to her, hey, what would you like from my kingdom? Anything you want, it's yours. And so she told him, and so he said he gave her everything that she wanted. And then he gave her more. He gave her more from royal authority. What does that really say? What that really says is my giving identifies who I see I am. Do I really believe that I am royalty? Do I really believe I'm a king's kid? Or do I believe that I'm a pauper and live in poverty? Do I really believe that I'm generous? Then that's how I give. Do I really give out of who I am and add to who I believe you are? That's called royal authority. I know I'm challenging you, but it's time that we learn what the Word says about giving. Okay? Illustrate it like this. If I want to bless a king, for some reason I'm chosen to pick on the whole sermon. if one of us and I'm hanging out with Keenan is saying, man, I got this need, and whatever the need is, I got this need. And the need, my total need is 20 bucks. And so I know in my wallet, I got 23 bucks. If I give Keenan my 3 bucks, I've not just, what do I communicate? Without him even saying, I mean, if you listen to him, it makes me 3 bucks. But I've just identified who I believe I am. I've just chosen to tell myself who I am. And when I've chosen to tell myself that I'm a pauper, and I'm greedy, and I live in poverty, now I've submitted my lordship. He's no longer my Lord. He's no longer my Lord. Does that make sense? So abundant, holistic generosity is not about finances. It's about lordship. John 10:10 says this, the thief comes to steal, to kill, destroy. So anytime I see anything that even looks like that, I know it's not from the kingdom. And Jesus comes with the antidote to that. It says, however, I have come that you would have life, and you would have life fully, abundant, extravagant, huge, beyond what you can imagine. Why? So that I am a place to come to every good work. Dan, if you want to come. So the question is, listen, we can't believe both. We can't believe in greed and generosity simultaneously. We can't believe in wealth and poverty simultaneously. I can't do that. I can't believe in still, kill, destroy, and abundant life simultaneously. I can't do that. I cannot do that. I can't do that. Jesus said, man, that we are not to try to live on mammon. And mammon is a form of money, but mammon was a god. It was a god of the age. And he was really saying is you can't live on having something else being the Lord of your life. You can't do that. That's why this wealthy dude came to me and said, what's missing in my life? Lordship. That's what's missing. And the only way I'm going to start being generous is to start being generous. Don't wait for someone to come to you and ask. I'm going to start being generous. I'm going to give a little more. I'm going to serve a little more. I'm going to love a little more. Whatever that is in your world, I'm going to be better with my tongue. I'm going to take better care of what the Lord's already given me. I'm going to learn to be content for what I have. Stop letting anxiety be my Lord. Isaiah 59, it's a great verse, and it reads like this. It says, when the enemy comes in like a flood, and most Bibles are written this way, I know one for sure. When the enemy comes in like a flood, come, the Lord will stand. I had a Jewish rabbi back in Sweden, and he seemed a Jewish rabbi, and he loved Jesus, and he loved us for some reason. And so he wanted to celebrate us, and so we went through a ceremony called the Dawning of the Tallit. Dawning of the Tallit is the prayer shawl the rabbis wear. It's a long shawl. It's got a tassel on the end. It's got blue and gold lines. It's got Hebrew words written on it. And I have it in my office. It's a gift that I honor. And so he wanted to give me a prayer shawl, but he couldn't just give it to me. You have to go through a ceremony to receive a Tallit. And so we went through this whole ceremony, having me down on my knees and put the Tallit on me, and he taught on the Tallit, tassels and what they mean, and the gold lines and the blue lines and the Hebrew words, and he taught all of it to me. And the honor that it was for someone to be donned in the Tallit. And in that teaching, he taught Isaiah 59. He said, we read that verse wrong. He said, you Christians read that verse wrong. You read it like this, and then it comes in like a flood, and misunderstanding. It's an inappropriate interpretation. The interpretation is, when the enemy comes in, like a flood, he raises up a standard. Like a flood, he brings abundance. Like a flood, he brings more than what the enemy can throw at you. like a flood, he raises up a standard. Listen, the enemy starts attacking you here, God raises the standard and says, no, you're going to have to attack them here. Because they're above that. Like a flood. When the enemy comes in, like a flood, he raises the standard. Oh, nice try. No, this person works in holistic generosity. They live in abundance. That's not even going to work. Oh, well, I'll do my attack. Oh, all right, sounds good. No, I'm really coming at him hard. Oh, okay, sounds good. I'm like a flood. I'm going to raise up the standard. I'm going to change the standard. He was like, are you kidding me? Every time I steal from them, they give away more. Yeah, I know. Every time I make them think they're going to be sick, they get healthy. Yeah, I know. Every time I try to attack the relationship with their family, yeah, I know. Yeah, I gotcha. When the enemy comes in like a flood,